Hey everyone, I'm sure you're feeling it too.
Oh, yeah,
This AI world is moving crazy fast.
definitely. It's hard to keep up.
That's why we're doing a deep dive today.
Sounds good. Into what exactly?
The November 2024 AI Industry Report.
That's a big one. Lots to unpack.
It is. But consider this your cheat sheet to all the big breakthroughs.
Makes sense. So what's got you most excited?
Well, get this. We're talking AI that understands not just your words,
Oh.
but your tone of voice, even your facial expressions.
Whoa, that's next level. Like AI is getting emotional intelligence.
Right. And there's more. The report also talks about how soon customizing powerful AI tools might not even need coding skills.
Wow. So anyone could create powerful AI. That's a game changer. Pretty amazing to see how fast things are moving.
Yeah, and the report does a great job of showing both sides of the coin,
Meaning?
like the excitement of these advancements, but also the need for, doing all this responsibly.
Definitely. Setting up the right guardrails is so crucial.
Totally. Okay, so the report kicks off with what they're calling multimodal AI.
Yeah, that's a hot topic.
To be honest, it feels a little like we're stepping into a sci-fi movie, you know?
I get that.
Can you break down what multimodal even means?
Sure. Imagine you're explaining something complex to someone, and they're not just listening to your words, right?
Right.
They're also picking up on how you're saying it, seeing your expressions.
Gotcha.
Multimodal AI is kind of like that. It processes different types of data all at the same time, like text, images, audio.
So it's like AI is finally understanding the nuances of human communication.
Exactly. It's a huge leap. Think about all the ways this could be applied.
Okay, like what?
Well, imagine virtual assistants that can actually understand if you're frustrated, not just from what you say, but how you say it.
Oh, interesting. So instead of saying, I don't understand, it might pick up that I'm stressed and suggest I take a break or something.
Exactly. It could offer solutions that fit your emotional state, not just your words.
Wow, that's seriously next level personalization.
And that's just one example. The report also talks about how this tech is a game changer for creative fields.
Oh, I can see that.
Imagine an AI tool that can generate music, images, even text, all based on your creative brief.
So it's taking into account not just what I say I want, but also the emotion or feeling behind it.
Exactly. It's like having an AI partner that can help bring your vision to life.
That would be incredible. I bet a lot of artists and creatives would be excited about
For
that.
sure. And it's just the beginning of what's possible.
Now, I'm sure some people listening are thinking, hold on, this all sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But what about the downsides? I mean, AI is moving so fast, it's only natural to be a little cautious, right?
Absolutely. And the report actually dives into that too.
Good. So they're not just ignoring those concerns.
Not at all. A big chunk of the report focuses on AI regulation, specifically legislation like SB 1047.
Okay, SB 1047. Refresh my memory. What's that about again?
It's all about regulating large-scale AI models, trying to, set some ground rules for the big players.
So basically making sure AI is developed responsibly.
Right. It's about increasing transparency and accountability from these big companies.
That makes sense.
Mm.
But doesn't that risk stifling innovation?
Yeah.
Especially for smaller companies trying to break into the field.
That's a valid concern, and the report acknowledges that. It's a tough balance, finding that sweet spot.
I bet.
The report also mentions Governor Newsom's take on this. While he supports SB 1047, he believes we need even more oversight on AI.
Makes sense. This is a huge deal, not just some minor tech tweak.
Exactly. It's clear this is just the beginning of a much larger conversation.
For sure. Okay, so we've got the rise of multimodal AI
Mm-hmm.
and the first steps toward regulation.
Oh, what's next?
Let's get into the specifics. How is AI actually impacting different industries?
Okay, sounds good.
The report breaks it down sector by sector, starting with financial services. What kind of revolution are we looking at here?
Well, the report hones in on research from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. They're looking at how AI could totally transform banking and finance.
Everything. Like how?
We're talking using AI to assess risk better, detect fraud more effectively,
Makes sense.
even create hyper-personalized banking for customers.
Oh, so it's like having a super smart financial advisor who knows your exact situation.
That's the idea, though it does raise some questions about potential bias, especially with something as sensitive as finances.
Right, that's a good point. Like, is the AI going to be fair to everyone?
It's a crucial question. And while the report doesn't address bias in that specific context,
Okay,
it's definitely something researchers and policymakers are aware of as AI becomes more embedded in financial systems.
good to know they're at least thinking about it. All right, what about healthcare? That's another big one where AI could be a game changer.
Absolutely. And the report is very optimistic about AI's potential in healthcare.
Really? What does it say?
Think about AI systems helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier or create treatments tailored to each patient.
So instead of just relying on a doctor's expertise, they'd have AI analyzing mountains of data to help them make decisions.
Exactly. It's not about replacing doctors, but giving them powerful new tools.
That makes sense. And it's not just about improving existing healthcare, right?
Hmm.
AI could also help discover completely new treatments.
You got it. The report even hints at AI's role in extending lifespans and boosting overall well-being.
It's wild to think about.
And it's closer than you think.
Is it?
Think about it. Have you ever used an online symptom checker?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Or gotten personalized health advice from your doctor or insurance company?
Yes, sometimes.
That's AI working behind the scenes.
Wow, I didn't even realize. So AI is already part of our healthcare, even if we don't see it.
Exactly. And its role is only going to get bigger in the years to come.
So much to think about.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on. What other industries does the report highlight?
One area that's particularly fascinating is the environment.
Oh, interesting. How so?
The report talks about how AI is being used to tackle climate change, optimize renewable energy, and create more sustainable practices.
So AI isn't just impacting our individual lives, it's also being used to address these big global challenges.
It is. Imagine AI analyzing tons of environmental data to predict climate trends or making renewable energy more efficient.
That's pretty incredible. It gives me hope that we can find solutions to these really complex problems.
Me too.
Okay, what about education? How's AI changing how we learn?
The report highlights the rise of AI-powered learning platforms. Think personalized learning paths for each student, or AI tutors who can adapt to your learning style.
Wow, so instead of the traditional one-size-fits-all approach, every student gets a customized experience.
Right. The report really emphasizes AI's potential to make education more accessible and effective for everyone.
That's awesome. It seems like AI is really touching every part of our lives, from our finances to the planet's health, even how we learn.
Absolutely. It's pretty amazing to see how far we've come.
It is. But with all these incredible advancements, do you ever worry we're becoming too reliant on AI? Like, are we losing sight of the human element?
That's a really important point, and one we need to keep discussing as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives.
Yeah, we don't want to just hand over all control.
Right. It's about finding that balance, using the power of AI while also making sure we don't lose our essential human qualities.
Things like creativity, empathy, critical thinking, those things that make us human.
Exactly. Those are irreplaceable.
Okay, so much to consider. If you had to pick one key takeaway for our listeners, what would it be?
I'd say the biggest trend highlighted in the report is the democratization of AI.
Democratization. What does that mean exactly?
It means AI is becoming more accessible to everyone, not just tech giants and researchers.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just this exclusive club anymore.
Not at all. We're seeing more user-friendly platforms and AI as a service offerings that are bringing AI to the masses.
Wait, so you're saying even someone like me, who barely knows how to code, could potentially build my own AI tools?
You absolutely could. That's what's so exciting about this shift. Anyone with a good idea and the willingness to learn can tap into the power of AI.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. It really opens up the possibilities for what we can do with this technology.
It does. And it puts the power to shape the future of AI into the hands of everyone, not just a select few.
Okay, that's a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive.
What's that?
We've got to talk about the ethical considerations around AI, right? All the potential risks and challenges that come with this incredible power.
Absolutely. Can't ignore those. We'll dive into all that in the next part of our deep dive.
It's a conversation you definitely won't want to miss. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. So we've covered all the amazing things AI can do.
Lots of potential, that's for sure.
But now it's time to talk about, the flip side.
The potential risks. Yeah, definitely can't ignore those.
Exactly. We're talking about responsible AI development.
Making sure we're building and using AI in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Right. And the report actually dives deep into that. It lays out some key areas we need to be focusing on.
Yeah, those ethical considerations are super important.
Okay, so when you think about ethical AI, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Honestly, bias. It's a huge challenge.
Bias, how so?
Well, these AI systems, they're trained on massive amounts of data, right?
Right.
And if that data reflects existing societal biases,
The AI is going to learn those biases too.
exactly. It's like teaching a kid with, outdated or biased textbooks.
Oh, I see what you mean. They might learn the information, but they'll also absorb those biases without even realizing it.
Exactly. It's the same with AI. And that's why researchers are working so hard to find ways to detect and mitigate bias in these systems.
So it's like a constant battle to keep AI neutral and fair.
It is, but it's a battle worth fighting. The report suggests that with the right approaches, we can actually build AI that's fairer and more equitable than the systems we're replacing.
That's good to hear. What's another ethical concern?
Transparency in AI decision-making, it's
Okay.
a big one.
Meaning what?
Well, as AI systems become more complex, it can be really hard to understand how they're making decisions.
So it's not enough to just know that the AI works. We need to understand why it works the way it does.
Exactly. Especially in areas like healthcare, finance, or criminal justice.
Oh, yeah. In those situations, AI-powered decisions could have huge impacts on people's lives.
Absolutely. And if we don't understand the reasoning behind those decisions, it creates mistrust and makes it hard to hold anyone accountable.
It's like imagine being told you have to do something without any explanation versus being told why it's important. That explanation makes all the difference.
Right. And that's why the report highlights the need for explainable AI, systems that can actually give us insights into how they arrive at their conclusions.
That makes sense. So what else does the report cover?
Data privacy is a huge one. AI often relies on vast amounts of personal data, and protecting that data is crucial.
Yeah, that's something I think about a lot. It feels like our data is being collected everywhere we go these days.
It is. And with AI, it's even more important to make sure that data is being used responsibly and ethically.
So how do we do that?
The report talks about things like anonymizing data whenever possible, implementing strong security measures, and giving individuals more control over how their data is used.
So it's about transparency and giving people more say in what happens to their data.
Exactly. It's all about building trust. And that's key to ensuring that AI is used for good, not for exploitation.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the last big ethical consideration the report talks about?
Accountability. As AI gets more powerful, it's important to figure out who's responsible when things go wrong.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one.
It is. The report explores different approaches, like creating new regulations for AI or adapting existing legal frameworks.
It's like we're in uncharted territory here.
We are, but it's a conversation we need to be having.
So we've got these 4 pillars of ethical AI, bias mitigation, transparency, privacy, and accountability. How do we make sure these principles are actually put into practice?
Well, the report emphasizes the need for collaboration. Researchers, policymakers, industry leaders, everyone needs to work together.
So it's not just a tech issue, it's a societal issue.
Exactly. It's about creating guidelines, standards, even regulations that promote responsible development. We need to weave these ethical considerations into the very fabric of how AI is created and used.
That makes sense. But do you think the AI industry is actually taking this seriously?
I do. The report actually highlights a growing movement within the industry to do just that.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Yeah, a lot of leading AI companies are taking proactive steps to address these ethical concerns, and we're seeing organizations emerge to promote best practices and ethical guidelines.
So there's hope that we can actually navigate this new landscape responsibly.
I believe there is. The challenges are real, but so are the opportunities. And by being open and honest about the ethical side of AI, I think we can shape a future where AI is a force for good in the world.
I like that. It's not just about focusing on the shiny new tech, but also considering the potential consequences.
Exactly. We need both, the innovation and the ethical reflection.
Okay, so we've covered the ethical side of things, but what about the future? What did the report say about where AI is headed?
Well, the report paints a picture of a future where AI is even more integrated into our lives than it is today.
Even more.
Yeah. In the short term, we can expect to see more advanced multimodal AI. Those platforms that understand not just our words, but our emotions and expressions.
That's a little mind-blowing, honestly.
It is, and we can expect to see even more democratization of AI tech. Those user-friendly platforms will make AI accessible to even more people.
So basically, the trends we've been talking about, but amped up.
Exactly. But it's the long-term predictions that are really fascinating. The report suggests AI could fundamentally change the workforce.
In what way?
Well, some jobs will be automated, for sure. but new jobs will emerge and whole new industries we haven't even thought of yet.
So it's not just about AI taking jobs, it's also about AI creating new opportunities.
Exactly. And it's going to require us to be adaptable, embrace lifelong learning and be willing to evolve along with the technology.
That's a good point. We can't just cling to the past. We need to be prepared for the future, whatever it might hold.
Absolutely. And the report also talks about the need for new industry standards for AI to ensure it's deployed safely and ethically. And maybe the most exciting prediction is the potential for AI to transform education, making it more personalized and accessible than ever before.
So AI could actually help us learn better and more effectively throughout our lives.
That's the idea. It's really a future full of possibilities.
It is. But I'm sure some people listening to this are feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe even a bit scared of all these changes. What would you say to someone who's feeling that way?
I think those feelings are completely understandable. Change can be scary, and AI is evolving so fast it can feel like we're losing control. But I honestly believe that knowledge is the best antidote to fear. The more we learn about AI, the more we can participate in shaping its development and ensure it's used for good.
So instead of being passive observers, we can be active participants in this AI revolution.
Exactly. Remember, AI is a tool, and it's up to us to decide how we use it.
We have the power to shape the future of AI, not just let it shape us.
Absolutely. By staying informed, asking the tough questions, and holding those developing AI accountable, we can help create a future where AI benefits everyone.
I love that. It's empowering to think that we have a say in how this all unfolds.
We do.
Okay, so we've talked about the ethical considerations, the potential impacts on different industries, and even the future of work.
It's been a lot to cover.
It has. But before we wrap up this part of the deep dive, I want to bring it back to the individual level. How is all of this going to impact the average person listening to this? How will AI change their lives in the years to come?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And one we'll tackle head-on in the final part of our deep dive.
Oh, sounds intriguing.
We'll explore how these big trends might actually play out in your life, from your work to your relationships, even your sense of self in this increasingly AI-powered world.
I definitely don't want to miss that. Stay tuned, everyone, for the final part of our deep dive into the fascinating world of AI. Okay, welcome back, everyone, for the last part of our deep dive. We've covered some pretty mind-blowing stuff about AI.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Right, from those multimodal AI systems to the ethical considerations.
So much to think about.
But I want to get really specific. Like, how is all this going to affect our everyday lives?
That's the question everyone's asking.
Exactly. So let's say I'm listening to this thinking, yeah, AI is cool, but what does it mean for me?
Well, think about the tools you use every day. Your search engine, social media, streaming services.
Yeah, I use those all the time.
They're already powered by AI to some extent. And as AI gets smarter, those experiences are only going to get more personalized. Imagine recommendations that actually align with your tastes or search results that, predict what you're looking for before you even finish typing.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So AI is going to make our digital lives even easier, even more tailored to us.
Absolutely. But it goes way beyond just convenience. The report also talks about AI revolutionizing healthcare.
Oh yeah, we touched on that earlier. But how specifically?
Imagine using AI to manage chronic conditions, like get personalized advice or even access treatments tailored to your specific genes.
Whoa, that's getting really personal. So instead of just relying on my doctor, I'd have AI working alongside them.
Exactly. It's about using AI to enhance human expertise, not replace it. The report even suggests that AI could help us live longer, healthier lives. It's pretty amazing to think about.
Yeah, the possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. Okay, so we've talked about our digital lives and our health. But what about our jobs? That's a big one a lot of people are worried about.
It is, and the report doesn't shy away from that. It acknowledges that AI is definitely going to change the workforce.
Some jobs will disappear.
Probably. But the report also emphasizes that new jobs will be created, new industries we haven't even imagined yet.
Okay, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Not at all. But it does mean we need to be adaptable. Embrace lifelong learning. Be willing to learn new skills.
So instead of resisting AI, we should figure out how to work with it.
Exactly. Think of AI as a tool that can help you do your job better. Like tools that analyze data for you, automate those boring, repetitive tasks, even help you generate creative content.
So it frees us up to focus on the things AI can't do, like those uniquely human skills.
You got it. Critical thinking, problem solving, empathy, creativity, those are things AI can't replicate.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better. But honestly, I think some people listening are still feeling a little anxious, maybe even scared about all this. What would you say to them?
I totally get it. Change can be scary, especially when it's happening so fast. But I really believe that the best way to combat fear is through knowledge.
Meaning?
The more we understand about AI, how it works, its potential and its limitations, the less scary it becomes. And the more we can actually participate in shaping its development, making sure it's used ethically and for the benefit of everyone.
So we're not just helpless bystanders. We have a voice, a role to play in all this.
Exactly. Remember, AI is a tool. It's up to us to decide how we want to use it. By staying informed, asking the tough questions, and demanding transparency and accountability from those creating these technologies, we can help steer AI in the right direction.
Love that. It's like, yeah, AI is powerful, but we still have agency. We can influence how it shapes our world.
We absolutely can.
Okay, that's a powerful message to end on. We've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive. It's clear AI is going to have a huge impact on all our lives.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So as we wrap up, is there one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I think the most important takeaway is this. The future of AI isn't set in stone. It's being written right now.
And we all have a hand in writing it.
Exactly. By staying curious, asking questions, having these conversations, and demanding responsible development, we can help create a future where AI is a force for good.
That's a great message. And I hope this deep dive has given everyone listening a better understanding of the AI world and how they can be a part of shaping it.
Me too. It's such an exciting time to be alive, to witness this technological revolution firsthand.
It is. And remember, everyone, this was just a glimpse into the AI industry report. If you want to dive even deeper, we encourage you to check out the full report and keep exploring this amazing field.
Yeah, there's so much more to learn.
That's it for this deep dive, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the incredible world of AI.